You already know that Sonic is a blue hedgehog who became really famous through his games and is now hugely successful in live-action movies. But before all of that, many things happened. Sonic was supposed to be a different animal, he once dated Madonna, and a lot more. So get ready, because in this video, you're going to learn about 12 secrets about Sonic that you've probably never heard before. Let's go! Michael Jackson and Sonic. Between 1993 and 1994, Sega was developing the game Sonic 3. When it was released, fans noticed that part of the soundtrack sounded a lot like Michael Jackson's music. However, he wasn't credited in the game, and the mystery lingered for many years until Sega and some of the game's musicians confirmed that Michael Jackson was indeed involved in the Sonic 3 soundtrack. But if Michael was really involved, why wasn't he credited? There are two theories, though neither has been officially confirmed. The first theory is that, during the game's development, Michael was facing serious accusations. Sega, worried that the controversy might hurt the game's sales, decided to leave his name out of the credits. The second theory suggests that Michael himself was unhappy with the final quality of the soundtrack on the Sega Genesis, saying that the console's sound system was too limited and didn't do justice to what he had created, so he opted not to be credited. Like many characters, Sonic's journey to fame involved more than just games. Most of the time, characters originate from books or comics before getting their own games or movies. But in Sonic's case, it was the other way around. Shortly after the release of Sonic 2 in the early 90s, the Hedgehog starred in several comic books, and the Sonic universe expanded with new characters like Princess Sally and new locations that didn't exist in the games. Sonic's shoes were also inspired by a couple of things. In fact, two specific inspirations. The first was Michael Jackson's shoes, there he is again, and the second was Santa Claus. The idea was for Sonic's shoes to have a contrasting, attention-grabbing design, and Santa Claus served as a visual reference. By the way, if you're new here, it's the perfect time to subscribe to the channel. Just one click, less than 2 seconds, and you'll make my day. If you're watching on TV, you can subscribe too. Just scroll down and hit the button. Before Sonic made his game debut in 1991, a few months earlier that same year, Sonic made his first appearance. The world saw the blue hedgehog for the first time, not in a Sonic production, but in Sega's racing game Rad Mobile, where Sonic appeared as a decoration hanging from the car's rearview mirror, almost like a keychain. This was a clever strategy by Sega because it made the audience familiar with Sonic and curious about him. A few months later, when Sonic's own game was released, it was a huge success, and from then on, the character only grew in popularity. He became Sega's new mascot at the time. If you thought Sonic was always Sega's only mascot, you're mistaken. Before Sonic's success, and in fact, before Sonic's creation, Sega had another mascot, Alex Kidd. Alex was quite popular in the late 80s with his own games, but started losing his place. With Sonic's arrival and success, Alex was set aside, and Sega replaced him with Sonic as their mascot. Alex Kidd was Sega's main hope to compete with Nintendo. While Nintendo had Mario Brothers, Sega had Alex, but as everyone knows, Mario ended up being far more successful. Then Sonic came along with the goal of achieving several of Sega's objectives, one of which was to become more popular than Mario Brothers. One focus was to give Sonic a younger vibe, a cool, charismatic guy who was super fast. Sonic's colors are a clear reference to Sega's colors. If you're still here watching the video, it means you're enjoying the content. To make things even better, leave a like on the video. Your like helps the channel grow, and YouTube understands that the content and channel are resonating with more and more people. I'm counting on you. By the 90s, Sonic was hugely successful and became Sega's official mascot. But Sonic wasn't originally going to be a hedgehog as we know him. The first version of the character was actually a rabbit with long ears and a bow tie. Rabbit Sonic's attack involved grabbing objects with his ears and throwing them at enemies. However, during animation, they realized this this was too complicated and slowed down production. They decided to change his combat style and wanted Sonic to roll into a ball and jump, smashing the enemies. But it seemed odd for a rabbit to roll into a ball and crush opponents, so they considered other animals that could roll into a ball. The options were a hedgehog and an armadillo, and you know which one they picked. Tails' real name isn't actually Tails, it's Miles Prower. He got the nickname Tails because of his two tails that he uses to fly. The character Knuckles was created by Sega and Nike, and since their partnership was strong, Knuckles' chest symbol was originally intended to feature Nike's logo. However, the partnership ended before the character was officially introduced, so Sega had to change the symbol to the one we are familiar with. This has never been 100% confirmed by either Sega or Nike, so let me know in the comments what you think. Do you believe this actually happened or not? Sonic had a girlfriend named Madonna. In the early Sonic games, Sega considered introducing a human female character as Sonic's love interest, clearly inspired by the singer Madonna, as the character was named Madonna, and she was at the height of her career at that time. However, this idea was soon discarded because Sega decided it wouldn't make much sense for Sonic to have a romantic interest, especially with a human, and chose to focus solely on Sonic himself. What do you think about this? Would you have liked Sonic to have a relationship with Madonna? Or do you think Sega made the right choice by removing the character? Let me know in the comments. As we love crossovers, Sonic has certainly been involved in a few. He appears in Wreck-It Ralph and its sequel. In the comics, Sonic has teamed up with Mega Man to defeat villains together. And in the games, there's the classic crossover with Mario Brothers and Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, where the two compete in various sports events based on the Olympics. In this game, the crossover features not just Mario, but also his entire crew along with Sonic and his friends. Speaking of Sonic, his third live-action film is coming out later this year, and many people believe that Metal Sonic will make an appearance. I think so too, so I made this video to help you understand more about it. Plus, I found several hidden secrets in the Sonic trailer. Click here to check them out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video here on Cine Lovers.